bitch, we're gonna work until we die. The American dream is absolutely DEAD, ho. That bitch died. That bitch is deceased. That bitch fucking funeral viewing was like 2 years ago. 8 years ago. 2008. When Obama was president. That shit just died. I miss Obama. I miss being a kid. Like, this is just gonna sound so but I did not realize that when I was a beautiful little young child, and I thought the world was peach and rainbows, that when it was gonna be my turn, I'm 27 years young, baby, about to be 28, that when it was gonna be my turn, it was gonna be ass for me. The economy was gonna be cheeks, and our little America is gonna be run by somebody who can't even put into words, ain't got nothing nice to say, not gonna say anything at all. And that if I wanted to have, this is the one that really pisses me off. I want to have kids, right? Maybe later, maybe when I'm like 31, 32. Not anymore. Not until this fool's out of office. Not until my kids can get vaccinated. Not until my future kids can go to school without there being like a shooting or something like that. Like, shit's cooked. My future that I thought I was gonna have as a child is literally cooked cheese fried. I'm about to make $19 an hour. Woo, new job with benefits. Really exciting. 19 isn't good enough. It's just not gonna cut it. I'm still gonna be struggling as much as I was in my old job, making $17 an hour. Helping animals. Fucking anesthetizing pets. Doing x-rays on your pets. Doing blood draws on your pets. Being a veterinary assistant, veterinary technician. Hard work, $0. Zero. Zippo zilch. And then healthcare, excited about that. But then the American healthcare system's fucking ass cheeks. You're gonna be taking out so much money in my paycheck. Got my tax return, had to pay somebody a little bit off my tax return because they barely helped me doing my taxes. I'm just so confused. This is not what I thought was gonna happen when I grew up and really wanted to be an adult. Oh, I can't wait to be an adult.
Someone explain this to me. A husband goes to work in an office 8 hours a day. A wife goes to work 8 hours a day in an office. The kids go to school 8 hours a day. Everyone feels like they're in a prison institution between the hours of 8 to 5, under yellow fluorescent lights, typing all day long. Then everyone finally comes home, burnt out. The kid has like 3 hours of homework and sports, and you get maybe 2 hours with your family before bed. And then we only get 2 days out of the week where we're completely free to do whatever we want.
I think the American dream has slowly become get out of America, right? And I say this as someone whose parents came to America for a better life. It's not the same country, I feel like. And when I talk to them about it, and when I talk to some of my friends who lived in other countries and then came to America, left, and then came back, it's very noticeable that something has changed about America for the worse. And I don't know that it's going to get better soon. And what I mean is the way that Americans act with each other, the aura that the country itself possesses, everything about the country seems off. And obviously we know kind of what started it and we know what put the nail through the coffin. But I think now the goal is just to leave. And the goal is to take the money you make here, go somewhere where the money goes far, and just enjoy life to the fullest extent that you can. Because I feel like the opportunities this country has for young people are really, really slim. And I was talking to my friend from Bolivia about this, and his whole thing was like, bro, just leave. The world is bigger than America, and the minute that people stop thinking that America is the whole world is going to be the minute that the world opens up. And that's been something that's kind of stuck with me for a while, because it is really true. The world is bigger than America. And I think a lot more people are starting to wake up to this idea that, like, at the end of the day, we could live the American dream outside of America with American money and call it a day.
Yeah, to be honest, I have noticed that because like on TikTok, whenever I hear people travel like outside the country and they come back, it's just like all of them are like, "Damn, bro, I gotta get out of here." And also, I'm like very not involved, but like I'm watching videos in relationship to like people who want to like retire early and stuff, and a lot of them because of the expenses in like America and how expensive everything is, it's just like everybody just wants to move out the country now that is a very viable solution that people are aiming for, because your money from the US does so much more in other countries, you know what I'm saying? Like you can get 10 times more things just like off the same money, you know what I'm saying?
Our economy is so bad right now that there are people who aren't getting paid enough. So because of the rising gas prices, they can't afford to get to work. Meanwhile, we now have our government requesting $200 billion. Let me repeat that. $200 billion to continue to fund a war that no one asked for. But people can't afford to get to work. We don't have universal health care. Rent prices are increasing. People can't afford to buy homes. They make education extremely unaffordable, or you take out loans that you will then pay for the rest of your life. I'm seeing people online who are shocked, appalled. I can't believe I voted for him. I can't believe. I'm going to use this moment right now, and it's not going to help anyone, but it's going to help me and probably some other people. We told you so. We told you so. While you were busy listening to podcasters and friends who have no idea what's going on, the rest of us told you so. Even Kamala Harris, as much as you all don't want to like her, told you so. He said he was going to better the economy. Where? Where? Show me the economic plan that he showed you, because I was there. I was paying attention. Where? It didn't exist. It never existed. You were fooled.
To be honest, I don't know nothing crazy about politics, but just America is so expensive. Like last September, I got my driver's license and I paid for my own gas. Like, oh my God. And I'm in California and gas prices, like when I first got my thing, it was like 5.50. I was like, I can live with it. Now it's like $6, bro. It's over six. It's probably like 6.30 right now, I think. Whenever I fill my gas. It's horrible.
The millennials and Gen Zers who are complaining that they can't buy a house are not working for minimum wage. These are people making $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year who can no longer afford a house. But minimum wage workers are also complaining because they can't afford rent. If you look back to 1980, the rent was $243. Minimum wage was $3.10, meaning your monthly gross was $496. So to rent this apartment, it would be 48.9% of your gross income back in 1980. But let's fast forward to 2024. The average rent is $17.47. The federal minimum wage is $7.25, giving you $11.60. You can't even get it.
Like, look at that. Okay, so wages doubled, right? But the rent went up, what? That's like 8 times, 7 times, like 6 to 8 times. Like, that's crazy.
An apartment with the federal minimum wage, but let's be generous and double the federal minimum wage, because people at Walmart and fast food joints are making $14.50 to $15. So $14.50 would bring you to $23.20. So technically you're making more, but this is your gross, and it'd be 75% of your gross income, making double the federal minimum wage in 2024. But let's take it even a step further. ZipRecruiter said that the starting pay for college graduates is $24 an hour. So that would be $38.40 a month. So someone with a bachelor's degree could afford this one-bedroom apartment, but it would be 45.4% of their gross income. A college graduate is spending the same amount of their income on rent as the minimum wage worker in 1980 did. Roughly the same. And the minimum wage worker in 1980 put on a hat, learned skills for 2 weeks, and started their job. A bachelor's degree spent 4, 5, 6 years of their life in school and $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and now have to spend the same amount of money on rent as a minimum wage worker did in 1980.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I don't even gotta like give my take on why that's crazy, you know what I'm saying?
You might not want to hear this, but you need to hear it. We've been in the Middle East my entire life, but the living conditions at home have gotten worse. College is useless. You can't afford a house. You can't find a job. What are you supposed to do? As someone who's older Gen Z, I don't understand how we're supposed to navigate the world, because what I was taught by my parents and grandparents no longer stands true. We don't get taken care of at all. All of our money goes to outside resources, and the goal for these outside resources hasn't even been accomplished. We haven't brought freedom to the Middle East. We haven't spread democracy anywhere. All we're doing is dragging ourselves down and dragging down the other countries that have followed in our footsteps. When are we going to start focusing on domestic problems? When are we going to start focusing on taking care of our people? When are we going to focus on giving my generation and the next one something to be prideful in? What is going on here?
Yeah, to be honest, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. That's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think on each video. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's it for the video. See you guys in the next one. Hope you guys all have a great day. Peace out.